A very good morning, class. Today we are here to discuss about the growth definition of economics by Paul Samuelson. Growth definition of economics by Paul Samuelson. We have already seen the definition of economics by different economists, like Adam Smith gave the definition of economics, which was known as wealth definition. Alfred Marshall gave welfare definition. Lionel Robinson gave the definition of economics, which are known as a scarcity definition. Today, the last form of definition is the Paul Samuelson's definition, that is known as growth definition. See, we have already seen what are the economic problems. There are major economic problems that every economy suffers from, like what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. These are three basic central problems of the economy. Every economy has to find a solution to it in their own or the other way. Now, with regards to the definition of economics, the Paul Samuelson says that there are unlimited wants that every individual has, but there are limited resources, that too with alternative uses. Limited resources have alternative uses. So the resources should be utilized in the most efficient manner. A proper utilization should be done. Then only the human needs can be fulfilled. It does not render his definition importance to the wealth only, to money only. He believes that without money even, the demands can be fulfilled. The growth in terms of development, growth in terms of the upgradation of one's skills, which he believes that is possible when the society grows. So it does not emphasize on an individual, but rather he talks about the group or the society or the country as a whole. According to Professor Samuelson, the definition of economics is the study of how man and society choose. I told you, it's always a choice factor, not a chance factor. Well, Clinton says the development of a country is based on choice factor rather than chance factor. When a person is given more choices, that means the person has more of opportunities to develop. So this is what he talks about. Economics is the study of how man and society choose with or without the use of money. That choice should be without or with the money only. That means the money does not play a very crucial role over here. Like Adam Smith's definition, the core focus was on wealth only. But here, as such, no wealth part is taken care. It says that with or without the wealth. Economics is the study of how man and society choose, with or without the use of money, to employ scarce productive resources. Now, scarce productive resources, this is the word he chooses or uses. He says that the productive resources are scarce. That means that is limited. Now, these scarce productive resources have to be used in unlimited ways or are used for the satisfaction of unlimited wants, which could have alternative uses. It does not only render a particular set of work, a particular set of satisfaction, but different uses can be made from the same sort of scarce productive resources. So alternative uses are to be kept in or also to be taken care. To produce various commodities over time and distribute them for consumption now and in future among various people and group of society. Now there are two things that he focuses over here. The first thing, the satisfaction, scarce productive resources. Scarce productive resources is used for the satisfaction of present need and the satisfaction of future need. Satisfaction of present need and the satisfaction of future need. That need or that process is called as sustainable development. sustainable development. Now, what is sustainable development? A development which takes care of the present needs as well as satisfy or keeps a reserve for the future need is a sustainable development. So, in this thought, Samuelson talks about two things. One is the satisfaction of present need and maintaining a reserve for the future purpose. First thing. Second point was that he talks about the growth of the society as a whole. It does not focus on an individual growth, but rather a society's growth. He believes that when an individual grows, the society will grow, and when the society grows, the country will grow. Overall, the economy will grow. So that is what his core focus is, or core concept of the growth definition is. So this is very important from the examination point of view. Now, the key features of growth definition are: the first one is efficient allocation of resources. Resources must be allocated properly, means better utilization, optimal utilization or full utilization of resources should be made. No wastage should be done. Second is growth of resources. In the growth definition, Samuelson talks about the growth of resources, which resource scarce productive resource. That should grow. When that will grow, the alternative uses of the resources will also grow and the people will simultaneously grow. Third is solution to economic problem. The basic problem of any economy and every economy is what to produce, how to produce and for whom to produce. These are the three central problems of an economy. That solution can be tackled through, or that solution can only be acquired when a person uses the scarce resources in the most efficient manner, in the most suitable manner. So, three basic problems: what to produce, how to produce and for whom to produce. What to produce means what is the strength of the country, what it is good at, that should be produced. How to produce, which way, which methodology should be opted for production purpose. That is labor intensive or capital intensive. Labor intensive is wherein more of the laborers are employed. Capital intensive is wherein more of the capitals are employed so that a better machinery can be purchased. And the third is for whom to produce. Whom to produce means who is going to be the real buyer of that produce. So that has to be chosen. Who has the purchasing power, who has the capacity, who has the income criteria to purchase that sort of goods. And the last is dynamism. Dynamism means growth definition talks about the dynamic factor. It does not focus on an individual only, but rather it compares itself with the different economies in terms of national income, in terms of per capita income, in terms of birth rate, death rate. These are the three certain indicators of the economy which help to compare what is the level of our economy compared to the world economy. So that calculation has to be done. Our economy has to be dynamic in its concept and dynamic in sense of responsibility, in sense of achievement. That is possible when there is a growth of the economy. So Paul Samuelson talks about the growth of the economy in different ways, in different methodologies through which an economy can progress. Class, I shall put a stop over here. In the next class, we shall talk about the different types of economics, that is micro and macroeconomics, the difference between both types of economics. Thank you, class.